Lines to eradicate the pit toilet in some parts of the country. I want to zoom in now where Tebogo is. Tebogo Phakedi joins us now live. Tebogo, a very good morning to you. Give us a sense of the frustration and I guess some fear in the area you are with regards to this pit toilets.
Thank you very much, Blaine. We are in Mahikeng village near Mahikeng, and please do mind my hands. This is me trying to get rid of the stench that is on my shirt. I did go into that toilet, Blaine. It's not in good conditions. The people of Mahikeng are still using pit toilets as we speak, and they're saying it's been 30 years as we speak. I went there, I couldn't even sit properly, Blaine. And of course, this makes me question, imagine using this toilet for 30 years and counting on. And of course, Blaine, I did walk around this area earlier on, and I can attest to you that every household in this area is using a pit toilet. And I have with me a panel of 3 gentlemen. One of them is a community member who is Tebogo Phakedi, and I'll also be speaking to Sanko, that is Vincent Dali, who is the member of PEC of Sanko here in the Northwest. We have also the Department of Corporate Governance, that is Paudi Mutoko, who will be speaking to us. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us. Like I said, I'm trying by all means to get rid of the stench. Just explain to us the condition that you live, the frustrations like you mentioned earlier on. What is going on? And go ya ka lona tiriso ya di-toilet tse a mesima e le tsa jang?
Ya ke tse sentle le seng. A pula dina metsi a tsena mo toilet di a tlala di khosa le mafele le batho ba lwalang ba dirisang wa bona a di shapo le dinoga di khosa le dinoga wa bona. So senda je skopa no kopa president a buile ka tsone di toilet tse na ka mesima a di fedise
Blaine, that is Tebogo Phakedi, one of the community members here in Mahikeng village, saying these toilets are quite dangerous for them. There are snakes here because of these toilets. He is saying when it's raining, it's a problem. Some of these toilets are falling, like you heard my colleague in Polipedi saying there's even a learner who fell into a pit toilet at the school. And of course, he's explaining that they are expecting the president tonight to touch on sanitation, lack of proper sanitation here in Mahikeng village. And I will just jump over to Vincent Dali, who is the PEC member of Sanko here in the Northwest, Blaine. Vincent, if you can just talk to us, what have you been doing? Like you said earlier on that you want the government to change this situation. But let's talk more about what you have been doing to ensure that the government accounts, especially on sanitation infrastructure.
No, thank you very much, and viewers at home. We must say, as Sanko, that we are indeed saddened about the situation in which these people are living under. And we must indicate that our people cannot for longer be subjected to this environment. Without the lip service approach that the government has been actually projecting, we need a true consequence management. If needs be, we truly need to see people on their orange overalls. This situation, it is a situation which is created by man. So somebody must take a responsible of what he or she did. And we are adamant, we are going to see to it that that thing is realized by the people of this particular province, which is your Northwest.
Mr. Mutoko, if you can talk more as the government, what is it that the government is doing? If you can perhaps specify for us the projects that you are doing to ensure that pit toilets are eradicated.
Thank you very much, and good morning to the viewers. The government is indeed committed to ensure that we improve sanitation in the country and in this province in particular. We are not pleased about the situation that we are in now, where our people are still subjected to use these dangerous pit latrines that we have already heard that they cause all different kind of problems. And our municipalities, as they are the people who are responsible for this particular function, are working very hard with the provincial government to turn the situation around. As we speak, our municipalities in this district that we are in, which is Ngakamuderemolema, has set aside 261 over 3 years to deal with this matter in particular. The projects have started in other awards in this particular municipality of Mahikeng and also in this Disobotla municipality that they have already started there, and they will be moving on to the other areas. The same is happening in Dr. Ruth Mompati. We've got projects that are to improve the situation, and maybe just to also bring to the fore that the department there, which is responsible for human settlement, water and sanitation, has recently adopted the master plan, water and sanitation master plan, and they will be monitoring the situation and also implementing that master plan. One of the things that we'll be doing forward, because some of the challenges in our areas is that we don't have the required infrastructure for waterborne systems. But at the moment, we are installing what we call VIP toilets or ventilated pit latrines, which reduces the risk that we spoke about. It reduces, it's much safer. It reduces the contamination of underground water. But we'll also be introducing dry sanitation going forward to make sure that we introduce what the market has to offer in terms of technology to make sure that we improve the situation in the province and also around the country, implementing the master plan.
I don't know if we are on air because they dropped the call. So should I continue?
Tebogo.
Okay. Mr. Vincent, I see you are shaking your head. If you can just maybe speak on what he is talking about. You've been shaking your head. Please explain to us why you are doing that.
Yeah, like I've been saying, you know, what worries me is that there are always plans. This bombastic English is not helping our people on the ground. I'm saying this thing because not long ago, in our previous financial year, a department like education, there was a rollover where over 125 million rand was taken to Eastern Cape because this province could not spend on that particular money. When our people are subjected to this situation, how do you justify such? How do you really do that? I can tell you now, as I was doing my own investigations, I have depicted that the Department of Education is actually less spending on this financial phase. They are less spending. So we are going to see this thing recurring, repeating itself. So there is no sense of agency in our leadership. There is no sense of agency in our technocrats. Those implementing agents, they are actually on reluctant mood. They don't care about the plight of our own people. When look, this is so bad. But I can tell you, we are facing local elections in no time. We are going to go and walk side by side with our communities. We are going to do decisive and appropriate things. Not this time around.
Ramatlabama, if you can just let us conclude this discussion and just be brief with this. The rollout of projects, how far is it now?
As I have indicated, the municipalities have allocated funds. They actually started last year. And in Dr. RSM, they have already attended to 17,000 households. As we speak, I was in one area yesterday called Madibe. There already are contractors on the ground installing the VIP toilets in that particular area. So the projects are ongoing. And also maybe just to touch on the issue of sanitation in schools, I think we have all had a commitment from the ministry through the basic education minister that they have given themselves 3 years to deal with sanitation issues in schools. And I just took a walk around the village this morning. There is a school nearby here. I have seen that already. They have already installed the ventilated pit latrines already there. So as I'm saying, the projects are ongoing, and we also have the master plan to guide the country where it should go. We should also bear in mind that you are talking about 30 years. This community has been here for 30 years. This is one of the communities that were brought here from, I think it was around Coster, through the first removals we put here. So we are dealing with the issues of legacy here that we are trying to eradicate. but much has been done already since 1994. We have really achieved much in terms of making sure that we get closer to the dream of our people living a better life.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us today. That was HOD of the Department of Cooperative Governance here in the Northwest, Ramatlabama, explaining that there are programs in place to ensure that pit toilets are eradicated. And of course, one of the community members, Blaine, complaining that really these pit toilets are not safe for them. And of course, Sanko saying the government must account, the government must change the situation, as the country is expected to listen to the president this evening. Back to you in studio, Blaine.
Yeah, it's such an important conversation that you're having, but I guess if you talk to residents there, they want action, you know, instead of just talk. Considering what you said at the top of the interview, 30 years, people have been battling for 30 years, but appreciate your reporting there. Tebogo Phakedi, live for us in the Northwest. All right, it is all